You know, one concept that really amateurs seem to get confused is the releasing of the club in the short game. How is that different from the full swing?
In the full swing, you know, the club is obviously making a full turn away from the ball and a full turn all the way through the ball. The pitching motion is quite a bit different because it's a little bit shorter, it's a little bit tighter. I think when I see players at home or when I play with amateurs and pro-ams, I notice a lot of times what they'll do in their chipping is they'll take the club back and then they'll release it, but what they'll release is the toe will turn over. In other words, they take it back, it opens a little bit, it comes back to square, and it releases over. The really good pitchers of the ball, what they tend to do is they take the club back, it may open just a little bit, but when they come through, they maintain the loft on the club face. They have a release, the hands and body, it's more of really a body release, and the club face stays true to the arc of the swing. The toe does not roll over.
When you've got that release point down in a position where you are right now, so many different variables go into determining what kind of shot and what club you're going to hit. What goes into your thought process?
I think a lot of it, David, depends on the type of grass we're playing on. Out here at Blue Jack, you've got a beautiful zoysia grass. You know, so here you can go ahead and pitch it with a lot of different clubs. But at home, if you're playing on Bermuda grass or you're on bent grass or ryegrass, especially Bermuda grass, there's a lot of grain in there. And what I mean by that, if you're into the grain, it's going to be very difficult sometimes when you're pitching the ball to play through that grain. So what I recommend is sometimes look at your lie, and then depending on your lie, you might want to take out a 7-iron. Instead of just always taking out your pitching wedge or lob wedge, go ahead and take out a 7-iron. Stand a little close to the ball and almost use your putting motion. Keep your hands a little quiet, still weight on the left side, and go ahead and pitch the ball where you just go ahead and get it on the ground and let it roll up to the hole. That's one option. Another option is, as you've seen sometimes on TV and some of the professional golf events, they'll bring out their rescue club or a fairway wood. What's nice about this club is it's got a pretty big sole on it, very forgiving, makes it easier to get the bottom of the swing in the correct spot. Take it out, same idea, almost like your putting stroke. Stand a little taller, choke down on the club, hands a little bit higher, and just make a putting motion. And as you can see, the ball just gets on the ground and rolls really true. So when you're nervous, you're not quite sure, it's not a bad thing to practice these different techniques at home with different clubs. And if last but not least, pull out the putter, the old Texas wedge. We've got beautiful grass right here. It seems like the ball's gonna roll through there really nice. Take out your putter, because you know what happens? Sometimes your worst putt is gonna be a lot better than your worst chip. Not bad when you're under pressure. Pull the putter out, give it a roll. Those are just a few different techniques with different clubs that you can practice, and I promise you, if you take time and practice around the greens at home and use these different clubs, you'll be more willing when you're out there playing against your fellow players to go ahead and bring this out and show them something new in your game. It's gonna help you with your short game for sure.
And when you go practice these, obviously splitting your time on the short game between these different clubs, how does someone develop the feel around the greens to be able to hit these types of shots?
The feel comes with practice. I mean, the more you spend time at home practicing these around the green, then the more capable and willing you're gonna go ahead and pull it out when tournament play happens or when you're out playing a regulation round of golf. That's why I say don't be afraid once in a while you're out practicing. Instead of just going to the range and hitting balls for 40 minutes and maybe putting for 10 minutes, then just going to tee off, maybe hit balls for 20 minutes, go practice your short game for 30 minutes, chipping, putting, all these different variants in your clubs. Don't be afraid to, putt a few from off the green. And then that way you can develop some feel of the speed that you need to hit a putt when you're off the edge of the green.
Why would you hit the hybrid versus the putter?
What's nice about the hybrid is because it is a metal wood and the ball actually comes off the face a little bit faster, so it actually gets up on top of the grass and rolling with less backspin a little bit quicker than it would be if you're a putter. Because a putter has maybe 3 or 4 degrees loft on it. This baby right here has about 17 degrees of loft. And because of the metal wood, a little bit smaller swing because the ball is gonna come off a little bit faster, as you can see there, and it gets up and rolls really good. Not much backspin on that shot, usually guaranteed to get the ball up and down.
You know, you mentioned the type of grass. Does the direction where the grass is growing affect the choice of your clubs and the type of shot you play from here?
It does, for sure. If you're out there playing at home, you're playing on Bermuda grass, you gotta take a look. If it looks dark, that usually means the grain's into you. If the grain's into you, then you've got to be very careful to realize that, identify it, That's why I think this rescue club or a fairway club is a good club to use on Bermuda grass and into the grain. Because number one, it's more forgiving in the bottom of your swing where you're trying to get basically the club to meet the ball. So you more than likely are going to catch it a little cleaner. And it also, from the standpoint, it's going to go ahead and roll right through that tight Bermuda grass that's into you, gets up on the grass, rolls right to the hole.
Sometimes you're stuck with shots where you have no options. Lob shots, bunker shots as well. Those are terrifying to the amateur golfer. You, obviously, as a major champion Hall of Fame member, have conquered those. When we come back, Mark O'Meara is going to show you how to hit a lob shot and how to get out of the bunker like a pro.